Okay, let's dive into this. You know the feeling, right? You've had the idea, you've enthusiastically shared it with a co-founder, hastily typed it into your notes app in the middle of the night, or maybe you even built one of those massive what-if spreadsheets. But eventually, the real question hits you. How do you actually turn this raw concept into a living, breathing application that people will actually use? For a lot of folks, this is exactly where the journey ends. Not because the idea was bad, no way, but because the process of building it just feels like this insurmountable, undefined mountain. Well, in today's Explainer, we're going to provide the strategic blueprint you need to conquer that mountain, driving real business transformation without needing some massive enterprise-level initial budget. Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to unpack exactly how you take a raw startup concept and turn it into a scalable digital solution for your first users. Our main goal here? To accelerate your digital transformation and maximize your efficiency. We're going to learn how to build a tightly scoped minimum viable product, your MVP, optimized purely for the speed of learning. You really don't need to build a flawless, enterprise-grade complex product on day one. You just need a clear, structured, and agile process that sets you up for actual business growth. So here is our map for today to help lower that founder anxiety. First, the startup app myth. Second, speed over imagined scale. Third, core steps to launch. Fourth, common founder mistakes. And finally, from idea to impact. Simple, clear, and logical. Let's get going. All right, first up on the agenda, the startup app myth. Let's do a bit of illusion busting. I see this all the time. So many brilliant ideas fail before a single line of code is ever written, just because the building process feels completely overwhelming. But let's take a collective deep breath here. I promise you, you do not need a perfect product, a massive budget, or a sprawling 40-person engineering team to get started. It's a huge myth that building a successful app requires enterprise-level resources from day one. What you actually need is a lean process, something that gets a working, seamless digital experience into the hands of real users fast enough for you to learn and efficient enough for your startup to survive that early learning curve. Moving right along to section 2, speed over imagined scale. It's time to fully embrace the startup mindset. And this brilliantly illustrates the contrast between the wrong way and the right way to approach early app development. We need to completely dismantle that heavy enterprise mindset and replace it with a lean startup mentality. Enterprise app development, that's a completely different beast. It optimizes for massive scale, strict compliance, and tying into complex legacy systems. Startup development, on the other hand, optimizes for the speed of learning. It's all about defining the absolute smallest version of your product that still solves a real problem and building it with maximum flexibility. You aren't disappearing into a cave for a year to build your grand vision. You're executing in short, agile cycles. Now, this isn't just some technical detail. For most early-stage tech companies, the app literally is the business. The development decisions you make in month 1 are absolutely going to directly affect your valuation and your team's morale 18 months later. A tightly scoped build protects your precious financial runway because you aren't burning cash on useless features. A flexible code base, that enables easy pivoting when the market inevitably shifts. And most importantly, delivering a fast, bug-free, and clear first version builds incredible credibility with those highly critical early users. So the crucial point is this. Investors don't fund ideas, they fund evidence. I mean, think about it. A live product with a real, measurable usage numbers, even if those numbers are super small, is worth infinitely more than the most beautifully designed pitch deck. Evidence is literally everything in this game. Okay, on to section 3, core steps to launch. This is your chronological playbook for actually achieving a lean launch. Building an app is rarely a straight line. Honestly, it's more like a continuous feedback loop. You validate an idea, build it lean, release it to a beta group, and then you iterate based on that feedback. You're constantly engineering something real, putting it out there into the market, listening, capturing data, and adjusting your solution. It's a living, breathing cycle. Let's break down the start of that loop. Step 1, validate before you build. You must talk to 15 to 20 potential users before you write a single line of code. And to be absolutely clear here, you aren't just asking, hey, would you use this? Seriously, everyone will say yes just to be polite. Instead, you need to uncover their current workarounds, their actual budgets, and their daily operational frustrations. That is where the real, actionable data lives. Step 2 is where it gets kinda tough, especially for visionary founders. Define your MVP scope ruthlessly. Pick one core workflow that delivers your main value proposition and cut everything else. If a feature doesn't absolutely prove your core hypothesis, it waits. Actually, think of a lack of features not as a weakness, but as a strategic superpower. Utilizing the power of no is exactly how you protect your startup's runway and keep your team focused. Step 3. Choose your tech stack for the next 12 months, not the next 10 years. Don't over-engineer at this early stage. Using cross-platform frameworks, like React Native or Flutter, is incredibly smart for early-stage startups. It lets you reach iOS, Android, and the web much faster and far cheaper, without sacrificing that premium digital experience. You can always rebuild natively later once you have the traction, the data, and the funding to actually justify it. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the timeline. A highly focused MVP usually takes exactly 8 to 16 weeks to build, going from a validated scope to a testable release. If it takes less than 8 weeks, well, you're probably cutting some serious corners on architecture or user experience. But if it takes much longer than 16 weeks, you've almost certainly fallen victim to scope creep. Keep that development cycle tight, measurable, and efficient. Pivoting a bit here to a cautionary tone for Section 4. Common founder mistakes. Let's look at the pitfalls that routinely kill startups early on. Let's briskly walk through these, because these are specific, incredibly costly habits. Building for 1 million users when you don't even have 100? That just wastes precious runway. Skipping user research is a fatal blind spot. Launching everywhere at once dilutes your quality across platforms, rather than just nailing one seamless experience. Ignoring the feedback you explicitly ask for is a massive waste of resources. And treating design as mere decoration? Big mistake. You don't need extreme polish right now, but you need absolute clarity. A confusing first-run experience kills user retention faster than almost any software bug. Assumptions feel like facts until real users contradict them, and unfortunately, that usually happens after the money is spent. Skipping user research because you think you already know the market is a wildly expensive mistake. The market will always humble you, so let the users do it before you've drained your capital on unwanted, unnecessary features. Feature creep is a real budget killer. Finally, Section 5, from idea to impact. Let's talk about how to successfully bridge that massive gap between a raw concept and a live product. Let's move to and see how this builds into a practical, real-world strategy. To pressure test ideas effectively, we can look to the highly practical 3-phase approach used by the developers at Softwin. First up, a short discovery sprint to aggressively pressure test the idea and figure out what the MVP truly needs. Second, a hyper-focused build phase using a tech stack chosen for actual growth and efficiency, not hypotheticals. And third, a release and learn phase where vital analytics and automation tools are set up so founders can clearly track measurable business impact. It's all about setting up a secure, scalable foundation. During that release and learn phase, you've got to remember this golden rule. Iterate on evidence, not ego. The features that you, as the founder, are absolutely certain users will love are often the very features they completely ignore. You have to put your ego aside and let the data argue with you. Leveraging real-time analytics like activation rates and user drop-off points will transform subjective opinions into concrete, scalable business decisions. Ultimately, an app idea is worth absolutely nothing until it solves a real problem for a real person. The scooping, the design choices, the discipline to launch lean, it all exists to minimize risk and accelerate your path to market. So, the responsibility is now yours. What will your first users teach you? Thanks for joining me on This Explainer, and here's to scaling your next great idea.